Okay, good evening. In Negros, we say maayong gabi. We are so delighted and we are so blessed with the singing service that we had. And every time we visit the States, we are always looking forward to the singing because you sing beautifully. And I've always tell people back home that if you come to the States and you attend a singing service in our churches there, you will be blessed. And because you can really sing, and people back home, we can only sing in soprano. We cannot sing on any other voices because we don't have singing schools, and our weakness there, I guess, is music. We don't have music teachers there like you have here. But still, we are so blessed to be with you all this evening. Thank you so much for the members of Palestine Church with Brother Daniel Overstreet, and of course the members of Snow Road Church with Pastor Jimmy Long. This church is a big partner of the mission work in the Philippines, and I am so grateful for your support and prayers. Without your encouragement, without your support and prayers, we could not do the things that you are going to see in a few moments from now. So thank you so much for that. And I was blessed by the Bible study that we just had with Pastor Jimmy Long about daring to be different. We cannot make an impact on the community or even in society as a whole if we do not live a life that is different from the rest of the world. And someone said, how can we be the light of the world if we are as dark as the rest of the world? And more than ever, this world needs the testimony of the Lord's people. More than ever, this world needs the gospel of Jesus Christ, and more than ever, this world needs credible witnesses that God can change lives through His gospel. And it's a challenge for each and every one of us. I know that this church and Palestine Church are doing your best to reach out to the lost in your communities and to support the mission work not only in the States but also in other countries. And we would like to thank you for that. So I'm going to show you some of the slides. Who are my friends in Facebook here? Okay, those who have none or not my friends, maybe you can invite me, or you can, finally have a Facebook account. But anyway, for all, okay, sorry. So that's me and my family. For those who do not know us, that's my wife, Lynn. She works as a teacher at the public school, Calatrava National High School. Of course, it's connected with the Department of Education in the Philippines. And she has been here twice. She was not able to come this time because she was not given a travel authority by the government due to the national elections that we just had last May. So this is the map of the Philippines. And this is our church, Bethel Missionary Baptist Church, organized in 2004. Now this is our location. To the left is the map of the Philippines. Now the Philippines is divided into three major geographical areas. North is Luzon. Then below Luzon is the group of islands called the Visayas. And then below the Visayas, south of us is Mindanao. And if you will notice, this group of islands here, we have Negros, Cebu, Bohol, and Leyte. Now, we are in Negros. Negros is divided into two provinces. It's a huge island, so we have two provinces. The colored portion of Negros is what we call Negros Occidental. And its capital city is this one here, Bacolod. And the white portion of Negros Island is Negros Oriental. Now, Negros Occidental is called as such because it is facing west and it faces Panay Island here. And so most of the people here in Negros Occidental speaks the Ilonggo dialect, which is the dialect of Panay. Now the other side faces east, so it's called Negros Oriental, and it faces Cebu, so it speaks Cebuano. Now these portions here, it's mixed. Some speak Cebuano, some speaks Ilonggo. Now Calatrava is here, San Carlos City is here. So we are here in Calatrava, and most of the people there speak Cebuano. And I am from Cebu, so I speak Cebuano. I actually speak 4 dialects or languages. I speak English, I speak Tagalog, I speak Cebuano, and Ilonggo. But I am more fluent in Cebuano. I'm not sure if you can understand my English. But anyway, this is Calatrava here, and this is the town itself. This yellow line here is the national highway that traverses the coastal areas of Negros Oriental. And this is where we are. This is our church here, and this is where we live. So it's about a 10-minute walk from my home to the church. And this is the ocean. These are beaches here, so we usually have our baptism in this area here. So this is how our church sign looks like from the street below. That's our church building. This is the sanctuary. And as you can see, we have wooden pews. We used to have plastic chairs, but the Lord's blessed us. This year, we were able to purchase these wooden pews. These are made of gemelina and acacia wood. They are very beautiful, very strong, and it can sit 5 to 6 Filipinos. I'm not sure how many Americans, but maybe 4 to 5. But of course, not all Americans are, you know. And then we have this dike project that we had 2 years ago. This portion of the church property collapsed due to heavy rain sometime in October, which is at the peak of our rainy season. So the Lord's blessed. We were able to raise the funds, so we built the dike and made it secure so that there will be no more landslides in the future. And this one here is our vision and desire that the Lord's gonna bless. We will be able to build classrooms in this portion here. Right now, the church building is just 1 floor. From here to here is the sanctuary, and then from here to here is a very small children's classroom. So in this trip, I am trying to raise funds to build the 2nd floor where we can have 4 classrooms for the young people and for the kids. And we're going to extend our sanctuary from here to here so that we can have more room for people, because right now we have between 80 to 100 people in Sunday morning service. This is the baptism that we had last year. Now, whenever COVID started and the lockdown was implemented, I thought that the Lord's work will be hindered and there will be no progress. But the Lord's blessed. In fact, for the last 2 years, we have added more or less 30 souls in our church. And that's the highest number of souls that got saved and got baptized in recent memory as far as our church history is concerned. So we are so grateful for that. Then we have baptism in June 19th last year. Now this man here is a village official, and he was in charge of the border checkpoint that was established during the lockdown, and this was between San Carlos and Calatrava. Now he was a devout Roman Catholic. He had nothing to do with us. He kind of stay away from us. But Lynn and I, during the COVID lockdown, had a ministry. We went to the checkpoints in both sides of Calatrava, north and south. He was manning the south checkpoint. We brought snacks and water, and then we tried to talk to the people there who are manning the checkpoints. And at first, he stayed away from us. He won't talk to us. But later on, we got his attention, and then finally, we were able to share to him the gospel. And a few weeks, he got saved. And his children, this is Elizabeth and this is Linnell, also got saved. And they were baptized together last June 19th. Now his wife got saved, and hopefully next month she will be baptized too. So this is what God wrote in us during the COVID lockdown. And this one here was done in June 30th last year. These are two young people. This is Jason. This is Joanne. This was in March this year. Now these young girls here used to be children in our children's feeding ministry. They've been there. They have attended our feeding events for years. And then finally they got saved, made a profession, got baptized, and are very active in our church right now. So this couple here, they live in Achilles village. They were devout Roman Catholics. Then we were able to reach out to them because during the COVID-19 lockdown, we distributed food packs and we included Bibles and gospel tracts. And they read the Bible, they read the tracts, became interested with the gospel. And so we had Bible studies and they got saved. And this one here was done last May. Now you can see these young people here. They used to be in our feeding ministry for children for years. They've grown up, they got saved, got baptized, and so they are now in our church. This lady here is Evangeline, and she is 78 years old, a devout Roman Catholic, leader of their prayer group in their church. But in the ladies' Bible study that was held in her house, she got saved and got baptized last May. And she is very active in our church services, especially Sunday, and she is also active in Bible study. She is 78 and a little bit weak, but she did not mind walking for a couple of miles just to go to church and to attend Bible studies. She told me that her only regret is that she got saved at 78. But still, the most important thing is she got saved. And this one here is the picture of our church anniversary, which was held last year, July 23rd. You can see members of the church singing a special song, and then the young people singing a special song, and then the men of the church singing a special song. This was a very wonderful service for us because this was when the lockdown was rescinded and we were able to have big gatherings in our country and in our church. Now you will see these bags here. These are bags of rice that we give every year to ministers who attend our anniversary celebration. Now we have outreach ministries. First of all, we have our feeding ministry. We have feedings in 6 to 8 places every month. And we have a wonderful team of volunteers that prepares and cooks the food for the children and teaches the children. Lynn trained some of the ladies to be teachers. And so we have feeding, and then we have Bible lessons. As you can see, this is Sister Lynn Jean's. She is Lynn's sister-in-law, and she teaches the kids in Bantayanon village. Now, as you can see, they are so happy because once a month at least they got to have rice and chicken adobo, which is a treat to the kids there. And this is the feeding in Achilles village. This is our oldest feeding site, feeding place. And some of the young people that were baptized, as you saw in the picture, came from this village. So this is Rhoda teaching Bible stories. These are the kids there. And then this is the feeding place in San Isidro village in the Punta district. This is beside the ocean. You can see Mariel teaching the children, and these are the kids showing their food, their lunch, and then this is in the same village in Kotkot district, which is the southern portion of that village. This is Marilo teaching the kids, and these are the kids here. And then this is in San Isidro village in the district proper district. Now this house here is owned by the village official that got saved and that I baptized. He allowed us to use his house to gather the kids and do feeding. And this is Sister Marilo teaching the kids. And this is the feeding in Valle Hermoso. Now Valle Hermoso is in Negros Oriental, south of us. This is in Malangsa village, which is in the mountain area of Valle Hermoso. Now, this place is under the influence and has a significant presence of communist rebels. And the first few feeding events that we held, nobody attended. But then the Lord's blessed, we were able to earn the trust of the people. And we used the feeding ministry as a bridge to them. And so kids began attending, the parents began coming, and we have Bible studies. And a mission was started there 2 years ago. And we now have Sunday morning services there with our local missionary. And this is the feeding place in Kanlon City, in a village called Malaiba. Now, Kanlon City is situated at the foot of an active volcano of the same name. And it's up in the mountains of Negros Oriental. And this is another outreach that we have, Ladies Bible Study, which is done every Thursday. And this is where Evangeline, the 78-year-old lady, got saved. And through this outreach, we have visitors almost every Sunday. And some of them got saved. And this is our evangelistic activities. In this picture, I was with members of our church. We went to Valle Hermoso, and we had personal evangelism. We handed out gospel tracts, John Romans booklets, and we had one-on-one soul winning with the people there. Below is Brother John Dave, one of our young preachers, preaching in a busy street in Calatrava. So street preaching is one of the public evangelism that we do there. Now, so you can see here in this picture here and this one, these are young people in our church. They went to a school in a village in Calatrava, and they handed John Romans gospel tracts to the parents who got their lesson packs for their children. And we didn't have face-to-face classes for the last 2 years since COVID started. So only the parents come to school and get the lesson packs for their children, and they go through those lessons for a week and then give it back to the teachers for checking. So these young people came to the schools and gave the gospel tracts and John Romans booklets to the parents who were there. And this is our Beams Bible Distribution Ministry. This year alone, we distributed more or less 500 Beams Bibles. So some churches and individuals sent Bibles to me through the Beams warehouse in Gulfport, Mississippi. And we gave them to sister churches, to schools, and to individuals and those who requested them through our radio ministry. Now, this is Brother Mitz receiving Bibles in behalf of his church. These are the teachers of Lagaan National High School in the mountains of Calatrava, receiving 160 Beams Bibles to be given to the parents and students of their school. And these are some of them who got the Bibles. And this is our Faithway Baptist Emergency Assistance Ministry, or Faithway Beam. We do this whenever we have disasters. For example, we have the COVID lockdown way back 2020. So by the grace of God, we receive funds, and some of the mission funds you sent, we bought food items, we repack them and distribute them to our church families and to the families in our sister churches and to the community where we are and to the mission work that we have. And by the grace of God, we were able to distribute more than 1,000 food packs to the families that suffered because of the lockdown. And then we have relief operations during Typhoon Odette, which devastated the southern portion of Negros Island sometime in the last part of December last year. And so we did this in January this year. This place here is in Manhoyod, Negros Oriental, and there's a big river there that overflowed and swept so many homes and killed several people. And this one here is in Bindoy town in Negros Oriental. A flash flood came through this area and killed several people and destroyed many homes. And these people here were left homeless by the said typhoon. And we went there, gave them used clothes, food items, Bibles, gospel tracts. And you can see me here preaching to the typhoon victims in Bindoy, Negros Oriental. And we have a weekly Bible study there right now. And this is the flood that happened in Kanlon City at the beginning of this that last year in January. And this is us delivering used clothes and food to the victims of the flood. This is the chief of police of Kanlon City. He is a good friend of mine, but he is now no longer there. He is now in Manila. And this is a Roman Catholic church where many people took refuge during the flood. We went there and we introduced ourselves, and they were amazed that of all people, the Baptists came first and gave them relief goods. And they could not believe it. And we told them we are just showing that we care for them, that the Lord loves them. And we also brought Bibles and gospel tracts. I have no idea what the priest said, but it doesn't matter. He can get angry all he wants. And this is my radio ministry. I have two radio programs, one in Cebu and one in Siquijor. Now, the one in Cebu reaches this area here. Portions of Panay, northern Negros, northern Cebu, northern Bohol, and northern Leyte. And this one here in Siquijor reaches these areas here. And the Lord has put a burden in my heart to start a mission work in Siquijor whenever the Lord enables us to go back home. So just pray for that. We have thousands of listeners every week, and we receive a good number of text messages asking us for Bibles, telling us they were blessed by the messages and they want us to have Bible studies with them if ever it is possible for me to go there. And this is our police ministry. We've been doing this for years. And even during COVID lockdown, we still have this. As you can see, we are wearing our face masks. I am here. This is me preaching to them. And this is me receiving a certificate of appreciation from them. And this is the entire police force of Calatrava. This is the vice mayor. This is me. And we had a photo shoot. And this whole police force serves 100,000 people. And you can only imagine the disparity of the number of police compared to the population of Calatrava. And this is our local missions. Our church sends out local missionaries. We have the mission work in Kanlon City with Brother Early Disma. This is him. This is his wife Catherine and son. And this is us, some of the ministers who visited him. This is our children's feeding ministry there. Now the active volcano is hidden behind these clouds here. And then this is the mission work in Valle Hermoso in Negros Oriental, and Brother Alfie Castil. This is him. He's doing a good job there with his wife Jennifer and daughter Grace and son James. And this is Brother Alfie having Bible studies. This is Jennifer having children's ministry. And this is me preaching in their first mission anniversary. Now this is the very village where a significant presence of communist rebels are. And in fact, last February, the husband and the eldest son of the village chief were executed by the communist rebels in front of the village chief herself. So it's a horrible, it's a very frightening time for the people here, but we are so glad that we were able to come here, preach the gospel, and reach out to the people in this area. Now, this is Brother Alvi. He is our local missionary to Minaotok Mission, which is in the mountains of Calatrava. Now, this is him. This is his wife, Concepcion, and daughter, Eunice. Now, We don't have pictures of Binautok Mission because like Malangsa village in Valhermoso, it's under the influence of the communist movement, and there's a significant presence of rebels there, and we deemed it wise not to bring any camera or cell phones with us whenever we go there, because they might suspect us as spies from the government. So I don't have pictures of Binautok Mission or even the area there, but please pray for him. This is our Negros Island ladies meeting that we had last March. We had about 150 ladies from our church and sister churches, and this is us with the ladies from our church. This is Lynn giving a welcome message to the ladies who were there, and this is the ladies that attended the said event. And this is the youth camp that we had last April. We had 200 young people attending. A good number of them got saved. 5 surrendered to preach, and a good number also rededicated their lives to the Lord. And this is our young people in a special song. This is Neil. Whenever he receives an award for Best Christian Attire. And this is us, Lynn and me, during the last night of the youth camp. And this was the night that I had to stay until 3 a.m. for the mission report for the foreign and interstate. Were you there? I had to do my best not to look sleepy, but Brother Everett forgot me, and he realized that I was still there. And this is the Negros Island men's meeting that we had last March. We had about 50 men in our church. And this is the men that attended the men's meeting in Kanlon City, which is about 4 hours from us. And this is my brother, Ferdinand Duyaget. He is also a missionary in our work. He is doing a great work up in the mountains of Negros. And this is his wife, Rian. Rian is my wife's younger sister. And this is Rans, their eldest, and Empress, their baby. I'm showing this picture of them to you so that you can remember him in your prayers. And if you are friends in Facebook, you can see some of the pictures they post for about the mission work that they are doing. If you have questions, I would be glad to answer them. Thank you so much.